Yo, 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 welcome back to another episode of Assassin 4. I'm joined by my peoples. First of all, what's good with my boy Corey, aka Cino? What's good with you, man?
What's going on with y'all? What's up? What's up?
And then we got D Esquire, Dave, the doctor. What's good with you, man?
Not much chilling, man. What's good with y'all?
And then, of course, we got the biggest goddamn plug in Charlotte, man, my boy T Hatch, man. What's good with you, bro?
What's good, y'all?
And of course, it's your boy Dre from PG. For those that celebrated, I hope y'all had a good happy Halloween. It definitely got spooky for me this weekend when it came to football. But before we can get into that, man, we got a lot of stuff to cover. But first, fresh off the press, man, we got our first look at what the community is trying to see as the college football playoff standings. You see, we got Ohio State as the number one overall seed, followed by Indiana, Texas A&M, and then Alabama. And then, as you can see the rest. We got Memphis, Georgia, Oregon, Texas Tech, Virginia, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, and BYU to kind of finish off the first installment of college football playoffs. Things could change in the future as we get further into the conference play. As some teams drop and some teams might be able to maneuver in, depending on how if they can reach their conference championship game or not. But I mean, I guess off the first look, what are y'all thoughts off of these first college football rankings?
First off, I appreciate the rule change. Well, the changes as far as the
Mm-hmm.
conference leaders, the conference champions, or who may be the conference champions. Because like last year we had like Boise State as like a 4 seed and a 3 seed, and Arizona State as a 4, when really they were like a 10 or 11. So I like that aspect of it, that we actually get the top 4 teams to have buys. I think the matchups is as far as how they're laid up are kind of just make sense. I mean, based on just what happened last weekend, going to the ACC, with Georgia Tech losing and Miami losing,
Mm-hmm.
Virginia is like just kind of makes sense for them to be there. It's things are gonna get interesting, in the Big 12 too, with BYU and Texas Tech, who actually play this weekend. They play each other this weekend, so you could possibly see somebody dropping next week. And some teams like the teams I mentioned in the ACC, Miami and Georgia Tech, can play their way back into the top 12. And also, just the SEC, of course. Will Alabama be able to, keep their run? Will Texas A&M, continue to run the table? Georgia has still, Georgia actually plays Georgia Tech later this year. And can and Notre Dame actually has a big game against Pitt, and Notre Dame has like no margin of error, because if they lose one more game, there's no chance for them to make it. So it's gonna be interesting to see, man. Especially like in the SEC, you got teams like Vanderbilt, um, and some other like 2 loss teams that could possibly make their way up into the playoff rankings or in the top 12.
Corey T, your thoughts? Any thoughts?
I think the ACC. Louisville, Georgia Tech, Miami. They're close, but I think it's a one bid, a one bid league. Miami doesn't really have a lot of opportunities to really have a chance to win any more signature games. They have Pitt, which is currently at 24 at the end of the season, but Syracuse, NC State, Virginia Tech. Unless something crazy happens, I think it's going to be tough for Miami to get back in the picture just because of their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
They played majority of their tough teams at the beginning of the year, so that SMU game definitely hurt. Louisville, I'm about to pull up their schedule real quick. So Louisville has Cal, Clemson, SMU, Kentucky, so they really don't have a lot of signature opportunities. Georgia Tech has Georgia, but like you said, they have no room for error. They can't afford to lose another game. They're at 17, they're 8-1. NC
Yeah,
State's a tough place to play.
yeah.
And
The only. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, T.
I was saying they do play Pitt and Georgia back to back, so those are 2 ranked teams. So maybe they would have to beat Georgia to really get back in the fold. And
Yeah.
then unless they win the ACC, so it's ACC. It's looking like probably right as of right now, maybe a one big league, maybe two, but that's if somebody would have to like knock off Virginia in the title game. It have to be kind of like close. I'm looking at BYU and Texas Tech. That's a monster game coming up this Saturday. Notre Dame has no room for error at the moment. They have to win out.
Yeah.
Texas has a tough schedule ahead. They're ranked 11, but you look at Texas' schedule coming up, it's absolutely
brutal.
So they got at Georgia, Arkansas, and then Texas A&M. So yeah, that's kind of my takeaways. The top four is expected.
Mm-hmm.
No surprises there.
A question: does anybody know off the top of their head, real quick? Does Indiana play Ohio State at some point before they get to the big? So that's okay. That's a key factor in because if they meet in the championship game, then automatically that's two teams for the Big Ten right there because whoever loses that game, they might not get the automatic bid, but they're going to be in the playoffs regardless if both of those teams continue to win out and meet each other in the championship game. So that's important.
Yeah.
So Indiana has at Penn State, Wisconsin, and at Purdue.
Yeah. I mean, I know they should be good because all those teams, especially Penn State's reeling. They lost their coach, their quarterback. Wisconsin, they just been injured all year, and then it's fucking Purdue.
No good. Yeah, Purdue's not good. And then Oregon really has no room for error either because that win against Penn State is meaningless.
Don't hold weight. Yeah,
it's meaningless now. So they don't play. I don't think they play any more ranked teams. They don't play Ohio State or Michigan the rest of the way either. So yeah, they have no room for error either. Even though they're playing kind of similar type teams like Indiana is.
No, that's for sure. I think if let's go back to the ACC real quick, and I'm looking at teams like Georgia Tech and Miami because right now Virginia is leading the pack for the ACC, but right now Georgia Tech only has one ACC loss. So if they can win out in the ACC and at least get to the conference championship game, they're going to have to win that game. But at least if they can get to the conference championship game, they still have some hope in the season because I don't know how it's going to play out against Georgia. They played Georgia tough the past couple of seasons, wasn't able to.
Yeah, and it's at their crib. It's at their crib.
Or anything like that, but yeah. So that's going to be Georgia Tech. Definitely going to be interested to see how they finish the season. For Miami, they actually, unfortunately, we're just not in the driver's seat no more. We need a few teams in front of us to lose. We need Louisville to lose games. We need Virginia to lose games. We need Georgia Tech to probably lose a couple games too. And I mean, this is what happens when you don't handle business. So now you're gonna have to make sure y'all went out, but then also expect other teams in front of y'all to lose. So, I mean, it's still a lot of football left. My only concern is, like I tweeted a couple of weeks ago, Miami just doesn't seem like they have that same intensity or that same poise like they did in the beginning of the season. I feel like after the Florida State game, they just lost that spark. Like they think everything's supposed to be easy going forward. And I understand when you play your toughest part of your schedule early on in the season, but it's still a long season and you still have games to be played and you shouldn't be taking anybody lightly, especially in the ACC. T talked about it like last episode, a couple episodes ago. Like, just because you have the talent don't mean that you're automatically going to win in the ACC. Like, there's coaching going on in the ACC, so you have to be prepared for anything. And the way teams are scheming up and the way how NAL is done, it's not like you're going to be overwhelmingly favored, especially what we saw these last couple of years. It's pretty much been like a more balanced landscape than we're used to when it comes to college, especially when they added more teams into the mix. So, like all these teams that we saw, maybe outside Ohio State, like a lot of these teams could be had at any point. So we're just gonna have to see how Miami fares and see how Cristobal can really get this team back on track. They should really like this game against Syracuse will really tell me how this Miami team is going to really feel about this season because this is a team that pretty much derailed y'all chance of making the playoffs last year. So y'all should come into this game with like revenge on your mind and like get back to that execution and that like that tunnel vision that y'all had in the beginning of the season, like when y'all was playing Florida, when y'all was playing Notre Dame, Florida State, and South Florida, like you didn't let anybody sneak up on y'all. Like y'all need to come in with that focus against Syracuse, because you can't really sleep on Syracuse either. They had some like close wins. They beat Clemson. I know Clemson some trash this year, but like they got some they battle tested, so you can't sleep on Syracuse either.
Yeah.
But we'll see how everything like. So T, do you think the Texas Tech BYU game? You think this is a elimination game for either of those two teams?
No,
Okay.
because they're both undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Am I correct in that? Yeah. So I mean, the loser, we could see them play again in the Big 12 title game.
Okay.
Based on where
Texas
they're ranked so far. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
No, I was just gonna say Texas Tech has one loss.
Oh,
They
they do have a
lost to
loss.
they lost to Arizona State, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Texas Tech, they might have this might be a must win for them
I
unless
think
they have a
so.
clear path to the Big 12 title game. It's kind of I gotta look at the standings of the Big 12. Now they eliminated like the divisions and stuff, so now this is like the top two, I guess, highest ranked teams or two ranked teams in the standings. So um, I think the Big 12 actually has more of a chance to be a multi-bid league than the ACC. It seems like there's more of a push for the Big 12 this year than the ACC. Okay, yeah, 5-1 in conference play. Yeah, based on where they're at, I mean, Texas Tech wins. They're in good position. I think BYU can afford to lose more than Texas Tech. So it's a big Texas Tech. This is an opportunity for them to really kind of solidify their positioning for the Big 12 championship game. But I think the Big 12 might be a two-bid league, but we'll see. We know the powers that be at the Big 10 and the SEC are going to take a lot of those spots. So,
But yeah, they're gonna try for if some way somehow they're gonna try to finesse a 3-loss SEC team in there if they can justify it. So
Mm-hmm.
because they almost did it with Alabama last year, so I don't put it past them. They're gonna try to find a way if they can
I can see
justify it.
Texas. If Texas can beat one of Georgia or A&M, they will. I think they will try to get Texas in there.
It probably had to be one of those things where like everybody that was supposed to win their like conference championships have to win those, and nobody like pretty much what happened last year with like Clemson coming back and winning the ACC championship game. It has to be something along like that. Like you can't have any of that stuff happening. But Texas has been playing better football lately. Arch been playing better. I guess he just needed a concussion to to play better. Some people
Yeah.
just play better when they get their head knocked off. So
I mean, they played well against Vanderbilt before. I mean, I know like Diego Pavia and them, like they made it interesting at the end. But Texas,
mhm.
yeah, Texas has been playing better, but also like they had to come back against Mississippi State. I think even like the game before that was a close one against Kentucky. I think
Yeah,
for somebody, yeah. So they Archman has been playing better, but overall, they've had some close calls. They've had some close calls, but they are winning. And I mean that's the most
I
important thing.
my my fear against Georgia, them playing Georgia is like they just got decimated last year in the trenches, and I don't think that's going to change this year at all. So we're just going to have to see how that plays out because Georgia did have that impressive win against Ole Miss. I think that's the only team that beat Ole Miss in the SEC this year so far. So
Yeah,
that's a pretty impressive team over in Georgia, and the only loss Georgia has is of course Alabama because they for some reason they just can't beat Alabama in the regular season or when it really matters. So outside of that, Georgia has looked like a solid team. And honestly, they might not be ranked in the top four, but they probably are like a top four team in the country based off like how they've been performing lately.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
But speaking of performances, hey,
Yeah.
we have to bring it up, man.
We really
That
got to
that
talk about Colorado.
hey.
I wouldn't say Buffalo Wild Wings because if we had that button, that it wouldn't be that score. It wouldn't have that score. We would not have that score. I don't know, man. I mean, like on homecoming too, you do that. I don't know. Like Shador pulled up too. Like, man, I don't know, man. Like, I stand by what I said. Deion Sanders is not really he's having a hard time coaching at this level, and without his sons and without, a Heisman candidate that was a Heisman winner in Travis Hunter. I mean, the same problems, exist. I'm sure we gave up a lot of rushing yards. The quarterback play was awful. I mean, we finally put in the freshman Julian Lewis.
Yeah,
He
I
threw a
mean, yeah,
touchdown pass.
he's
Yeah,
going. He's starting. They made a QB change. He's going to start next game.
it's about time. It should have happened like about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I mean, a blind man can see that our former QB1 was not it, but yeah, I mean, I'm happy for him because I felt like going into the season, I thought he had a good chance of even being QB1 to begin the season, but it's been time to start fresh. But the problems with Colorado still exist. I mean, I think we had like 9 penalties in the first half against Arizona or something like something crazy, and then we ended up having the game with ended up finishing the game with 14 penalties. So some of I mean some of the same problems still exist. Yeah, we'll be better on offense, and I thought some players like Amarion Miller, for example, would break out
Mhm,
a little more, but I think he's averaged maybe like 2 or 3 catches a game.
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
so he hasn't broken out like I thought he would. But yeah, I mean, like it's whatever at this point. We're 3-6. We're gonna have to win out in order to see a bowl game, and I don't even know if we. I don't even know like if we need to go to a bowl game at this point. It'd be nice to salvage the season, but well, I mean, at least like for who's on our schedule, I think we might have some winnable games coming up. Uh, trying to remember who we play. I think Kansas State is the last game that we have this season. Uh,
Mhm.
we play West Virginia um on the road this weekend, and then we play Arizona State after that. I mean, honestly, I mean, all three of those are winnable games, but also we could lose all three. Um, because like Arizona State doesn't look as I thought that they would be something because they had Sam Levitt, but he's out for the season.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, but there's a reason why we're like towards the bottom of the conference, man. We're not a good football team, just plain and simple.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough, man, because we was job rooting for Dion. I know there was like a crowd that wanted to kind of see him fail like this, but I always want to see a black man try to do his best. But I don't know. Honestly, at this point, I'm just thinking about his health because it seems like it's always something. Like his last season with him in Colorado, and especially coming into this season, and I'm like, if this how it looks like when you don't have your son or Travis Hunter on the team, then there might have to be some real discussions this offseason if not only if he wants to coach period, if he wants to even continue coaching like period because you gotta have time and dedication and like you gotta be out there actively recruiting. You can't just keep relying on we're going to keep switching everybody out on the transfer portal every year. You need some type of continuity in order to succeed at these programs. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think if I was Colorado, I'll give it. And if Dion wants to continue coaching, I give it one more shot. I
Hmm.
give it one more shot. Um, because to see because like we said, like Coach Prime is a master marketer. I'm
Yeah.
sure he can be able to recruit guys to come to Colorado. I'm sure like that the athletic director, like just those that are in charge of the boosters, those that are in charge will try to find some way to up them NIL deals to get players to come over there. So I I give it one more shot, but if we have another year, if next year is like this, then yeah, I think you got to go in a different direction.
All right. Well, Dave, don't feel bad because you're not the only one in this group that's dealing with a 3-16. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
it's looking rough for DC right now, man.
yeah,
Definitely a different how a year can be. Um, yeah, Sunday was just rough, man. For those that I know, I went out there to Sunday night football game because I had promised my nephew, who's a Seattle Seahawks fan, make sure I got his tickets to that game because he never been to an NFL game in person before. So good for him that he was able to enjoy the experience from first quarter to the end. But the bigger picture is like we just General Hospital right now, man. We General Hospital. We eat all Grey's Anatomy. Like
mm,
everybody that's anybody on our team is just fucking hurt right now. Um, Even my boy Jayden, so that's why I'm rocking the jersey today.
mm.
Because our support for him. Praise up to him. Luckily, it wasn't his throwing shoulder, it wasn't his throwing arm, so I feel like the reports are coming out. He should be able to recover and everything. But yeah, we just fucking hurt, dog. Like people will try to over explain the season, like, oh, we made some like has Adam Peters made some misses with some of his free agent signings and trades? Yes. I mean, I wasn't that big of a fan of the Marshawn Lattimore trade, and you see why. We probably missed on some free agencies and everything, but he tried his best to try to make best of a situation. But I did tell people earlier, and I did say this on this pod, like the overall roster was still like average. We just had a good QB that was able to kind of mask some of the deficiencies that we had of the roster, but you can't always expect him to like be Superman every single night. Like sometimes you're going to need your defense to be able to make stops. Sometimes you just need help. Like Terry only played 3 games this season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like Jayden missed like 3 games and a half this season. It's like we don't have no continuity right now, and Joe Witt is just an awful like defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So and like when you see like how the defense plays in person, it's like on TV, like God damn, but in person, it's just like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like it's multiple times where I saw like the defense didn't know what they was doing before the ball was snapped. I was like, this just looks bad.
That's crazy.
Like Bama's was wide open, and then I'm like, the telltale sign I know Marshawn Lattimore was washed was this guy's a press DB, and he was sagging off on any wide. It didn't matter if he was on JSN or the other wide receiver. If you sagging off any wide receiver, you already butter toast, dog. Like as a press DB, like that's already it is. So it's just ugly for us right now. I mean, we're just gonna like I tweeted earlier. We just got to see what AP is really about in this off season. We got a first round pick and a third round pick, and we got down there over like 10 to 15 free agencies that's gonna come off the books this year, and most of them were starters, but some of them been hurt earlier in the season. So it's gonna be a lot of changes, a lot of switch ups going into this off season. So we're just gonna really have to see by the numbers, they say our season ain't over, but wow, Jayden, this shit ain't gonna happen. Like we got too much of a tough schedule. Detroit going come in this Sunday for their revenge game and probably put up 50 to 60 points on us just because they was pissed off. We knocked them out of the playoffs last year. We might have a good shot against the Dolphins because the Dolphins is just not that good as either. So we might be able to sneak a game in there. Then after that, we got a Vikings team that's trying to keep up with the NFC North Division. We still haven't played the Eagles yet,
Yeah. Oh
and we
yeah.
still
Y'all still got 2 games against them,
we still
and
we still got two games against the Eagles. So like just like between Detroit and Vikings, so those 2 games against the Eagles alone, yeah, I mean it's not looking good for my boys. But honestly, being a fan means when times are good and times are bad, you stick around. And
mm-hmm.
that's why I respect y'all Panthers fan, because when somebody drops off, but then try to jump back on, pause when times are good, and trying to claim that they was there for the whole time, y'all disrespectfully told them just stay on that side. So
Yeah.
to move on to something more positive, let's talk about my boys, the Carolina Panthers fans on this pod, man. Y'all had a good win against the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. It was a low scoring game, but hey, a dub is a dub, right?
A dub is a dub. It don't matter how you get it. A dub is a dub. A dub is a
Get it how
dub.
you feel it.
So okay, so I do have to put this out there for the people who are our viewers and who listen in. The chat was real negative before tip off of that game. We're gonna be honest. The chat was real negative.
Bean.
We're gonna keep it a bean. The chat was real negative.
I said we're not gonna lose by 2 scores. We're gonna lose by 10. I was like, it's not gonna be a blowout like how they saying.
Yeah.
I would have won money if I would have took the under though. I would have won.
Corey said, don't bet the spread. Don't bet the spread.
Yeah, I looked at it, I was like, yeah, I'm not even touching that game. I'm not even putting I have no idea. Yeah.
I don't bet on
that.
I bet on the first 2 games and look how that happened. I blame myself.
Yeah.
But look how things turned out, man. Hey, every given Sunday, you just gotta play. You gotta play till the whistles are blown.
You just gotta play, man. That's why it's honestly like for me 1 week at a time, man. Because I mean, after the Buffalo loss, I was like, all right, okay, we didn't have Bryce Young, so that explains the bad quarterback play. Oh well, nothing really explained that, but we didn't have Bryce Young. We had Bryce Young, we would have been more competitive in that game. And then you're just thinking about, okay, we're down 2 offensive linemen, and we got some injuries on defense, I think. So like, all right, we came in thinking like, all right, how are we gonna be able to block Micah Parsons? How are we gonna be able to block Gary and Quay Walker? How are we gonna be able to block these guys? And then you got McKinney. I think that's the DB's name, one of the corners, right, for Green Bay. Right, yeah. So we're like, all right, okay. How like hopefully we can just keep it competitive. But I saw it was 0-0 in the middle of the second quarter. I was like, hold on, okay. And then I was like 7-6 to begin the third quarter. I was like, all right, okay. But then when Green Bay missed that field goal to start the third quarter, I was like, all right, let's go ahead and capitalize on this joint. So I was like, all right, man. So no, it was definitely a good win. I'm glad that missed extra point didn't come back to really bite us for real. Because I was like, man, like, what if Packers go down and score? Because I knew like their offense was gonna get going at some point. I knew it was gonna get going.
Hey, Dave, as far as I'm concerned, the only team that extra points really affect is the Atlanta Falcons. So God bless.
Yeah, fuck them, but real
Speaking
shit.
of
But
the NFC South, is my favorite. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's my favorite time of the year. It's player hater week. I love this shit. I love this game because motherfuck the Saints. Fuck the New Orleans Saints as a football team, a staff, and as a motherfucking crew. And if you a fan of the New Orleans Saints, then fuck you too.
You too.
Woo!
Yeah.
I'll let y'all know that right now. Yeah. And they trading away all their players. Oh my god! We a fire sale on the motherfuckers, boy. I cannot wait. And we always go back to this, and I'm gonna stand up to it. What happened to those 12 wins from 2 years ago? What happened to those 12 wins?
Corey, your people's lied to me, man. They lied to me, man.
I was lied to. I don't like being lied to.
Hey, man.
That was when we have a top 10 moment on pod history when it comes to 2004. That's easily top 5, bro.
Oh, that's top three.
I never seen in the same 10. I never seen in the same thing. Oh, we gonna get 12 wins. We just don't trust our quarterback.
Hey! Happy birthday, Bob. By the way, even though that take was bad, happy birthday, man. That's still my guy, man. That's still my guy. Happy birthday, dog.
Happy birthday, Bob.
Even though that take age like spoiled milk. Happy birthday, bro. But we need a dub. I need a dub by like 20 plus. I need a extraordinary dub this week. Need an extraordinary dub. I need everybody to be on point.
I need everybody to. They up after that. Y'all ain't
Hey man,
y'all should have fired y'all coach when y'all had the opportunity.
Hey, look, we on to New Orleans, man. We on to New Orleans.
Yeah, I can hate watch. I can hate watch Atlanta next week. Y'all know I got some stuff for their coach.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Yeah, like Green Bay, we suckered them and baited them to playing the game that we wanted to play.
Yep.
We've seen Green Bay, like they look amazing. They look like the best team in the NFC. Then they lose to Cleveland and tie with Dallas. And then when they fumble with their first possession, and seeing the way we kind of like control time possession, I knew we were going to bait them into playing that type of low scoring game. You kind of saw them pressing a little bit. Like Jordan Love made some spectacular throws. We also made some bonehead throws. And that's the thing about
Yeah,
Jordan Love. If you can bait him into playing, get that offense and getting frustrated, they're going to take some chances that they don't need to take.
yep,
So we kind of controlled the game to how we wanted to play. Like I said, we baited them into playing the type of game we wanted to play. And Rico did what he did. Um, so overall, great win. I fully expect to get to 6-4, beat New Orleans on Sunday because we're going to need some momentum on the back end because we still have some tough games down the
yeah,
stretch.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
We got
yeah.
New Orleans.
And looking at the playoff
Yeah.
standings, it's a lot of like teams like close to each other in the standings too. So like a 1-2 game losing streak can really mess things, or a 1-2 game winning streak can really trigger some things in the playoff race.
So we have Atlanta in 2 weeks, and for some reason, it's like we always split with Atlanta. Like we beat them at home, we go down there and lay an egg, and vice versa. So that Atlanta game will tell me a lot. And then we go to San Francisco on a Monday night, the
Mm,
24th, and then we have the Rams right after that. So that's a tough back to back. Then we
Yep.
get New Orleans again after our bye week. Should be a dub, and then we have a tough stretch. And we have Tampa, Seattle, and at Tampa at the end of the year. So um,
yeah,
some
I'm
winnable
I'm
games,
gl-
but we also have some tough stretches as well. So
I'm kind of glad we didn't draw the NFC West this year. I mean the NFC North ain't no joke either, but I'm glad we only had to play Seattle this year, not the whole extent of that division because even with all the injuries to the 49ers, like they still in this hunt, like which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
And I gotta give credit to Mike Shanahan because he is a good coach. He just fumbles a lot when it's money time, especially in these Super Bowls. Like, but you could tell like he's a great coach because
Yeah.
he just has a QB friendly system where if you can just make good reads, I don't know what the fuck happened. Well, we know what the fuck happened with Trey Lance. He just was never that damn good, and
You
they
just need
fumble.
that's all.
That's all it was.
I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way, but that's really all that you need.
That's
If
all
you
it
got
was.
a strong two reads, your two reads, then your check down. That's all you need. If your two reads not there, get to your check down. That's all you need for that offense.
Like we talking about a system that got Jimmy Garoppolo paid, it got Brock Purdy paid. Like this is a if you need to get paid, try to find your way to San Francisco, even
Yeah.
as a backup. Like
And Mac Jones is thriving in that offense, bro. Like
Exactly.
it's crazy.
another QB, they could have just drafted off rip, and
Yeah.
things could have been done differently for that organ. Man, don't get we could spend another 30 minutes on that topic alone.
Because the thing with Kyle Shanahan, like what gets him is that it's this uncontrolled aggression when it comes to the offense. Because like he'll maybe like pass too much instead of like,
Yeah,
okay, we just need to control the clock and run
like
the ball.
he wants that "I told you so" moment that don't need to be there. Like I'm gonna have my QB win the Super Bowl MVP where it doesn't have to be like don't make the same mistake Pete Carroll did with Russell Wilson, and that's why they
Yeah.
lost to the Patriots. Like just hand if your best player is Christian McCaffrey, get the goddamn ball to Christian McCaffrey, bro.
Bad
Like
white.
it shouldn't be that hard. Like
That's a bad white boy right there.
nah, that's how
yeah,
a run
man.
man
Look
runs the
at
football.
the
Hey,
NFC stacked, man. Like Philadelphia right now is the one, Tampa's the two, Seattle's atop the West right now. Then you have Green Bay, and then you have the Rams, 49ers, Lions are your 7 seed, and the Bears are 5-3
yeah.
right there as well. And then
Hmm.
we're right there at 5-4, and then Minnesota's at 500. So you got 10 teams right now that can legit make the playoffs in the NFC. So the NFC is going to be
Hmm.
tough. Like you said, these games that we have to, the games that we're supposed to win, we have to win, and then we're gonna have to probably split versus Tampa, and then maybe
Hmm.
beat one of those NFC West teams to get in the wild cards because it's so much competition. Like the North and the West is tough. But look at the
Yeah.
AFC. Colts, they took an L versus the Steelers. New England's your 2 seed, Denver's your 3 seed. Do any of us think that any one of those top 3 teams are really going to come out of the AFC, or is it really going to be Buffalo, Kansas City? Might in the mix, because right now Kansas City wouldn't be out of the playoffs at the moment because Jacksonville has the head-to-head versus Kansas City.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
what do you guys think?
I say this. If Kansas City finds their way to the playoffs, it don't matter what the seed is. If they could just find their way to the playoffs, they probably the most dangerous team in the playoffs. They just gotta get there. They just gotta get there. But they do that upcoming game against the Colts in a couple of weeks. They definitely need to win that game. And I don't think they played Denver yet, right? 'Cause I know they already got lost to the Chargers.
Don't
But
think
but
They
Denver
haven't
yet.
played Denver yet. No.
so between those 3 games are key for the Chiefs because you at least got to split those 2 Denver games, and you definitely need to beat the Colts just off standings and trying to stay in the AFC picture overall because they need to start stacking up AFC wins. I mean, I know they got, I think, at least one more game against the Raiders coming up, so that should be a dub for them. But, I just feel like Kansas City gets into the playoffs, they should be good because, I don't know, it's just like, okay, it's starting to look like the Buffalo Bills, they can beat Patrick Mahomes and them in the regular season and get over them in the stand. But we see them with home field advantage, we see them without it. We seen the lead because of that whole Hamlin situation that they gifted the Bills home field over the Bengals because the Bengals blew them out, and they do so much to help the Bills, but the Bills don't do anything with it. And then even with Josh Allen giving you game-winning drives, it's like if there's even 5 seconds left on the clock against the Chiefs, some way, somehow, the Chiefs are going to find a way to fucking win that game in the playoffs. So,
and that's
I mean, I just
into it. Not Kansas City, but it has to be Buffalo's year. Buffalo have to make the Super Bowl. If they don't make the Super Bowl now, like we can't keep saying every year this is their year to actually showcase that they can do it. But, like it's becoming a sore spot on Josh Allen's career.
and honestly, their defense is getting worse because they lost Oliver pretty much for the season with that torn bicep. So, and they didn't make any trades at the deadline.
But yeah, I'm just looking at the AFC. I'm like, yeah, the Colts are the 1 seed, but they looked real sus versus Pittsburgh, and New England's been playing good football, but And then Denver really should have lost to Houston, but they knocked the shit out of Stroud. Stroud
Yeah, he got knocked. Yeah,
concussed, and that pretty much was that game. But they
Sound
didn't
like
look that
another bounty
impressive
gate.
versus Houston. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then Buffalo was there, and then the Chargers, Harbaugh's doing a great job for all the injuries they have, but we just know that they're going to fall apart, especially with the loss on their offensive line. I just don't think. I
First
think
round
that's
of
going to come back to
playoffs.
hurt the Chargers.
First
And
round of
then the
playoffs.
Jaguars are a nice story, but yeah.
Nah.
that's why I just say if the Chiefs just make it to the playoffs, I believe in them because they just have that playoff experience. And sometimes when you just been so successful for so long that the regular season is just a tricky spot for you. Like they've been to top of the AAC, except for like that 1 year Buffalo Bills with like the 1 seed, and that still didn't matter. Like they cakewalk the Buffalo Bills and still made it to a Super Bowl. So. Like I think Kansas City knows, especially the way Patrick Mahomes has been playing this year. This probably been the best he played. He's been looking the past couple of seasons. I just think at this point in their mind, it's like if we can just get into the dance, we get into that bracket that they're not scared to go on the road because they had to do it before. I think a year or 2 ago that they had to play like a couple games on the road in order to make it to the Super Bowl. So Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City has proven that they can take that route to get us. They don't always need to be an Arrowhead to win a playoff game.
They won at Buffalo. They won at Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
So they can definitely go on the road.
Yeah.
But since you brought up the Colts, I mean, I did mention we did have some crazy trades at this trade deadline. Who you think made the more impactful trade? Sauce Gardner going to the Indianapolis Colts for 2 first-round picks, or Dallas? They got Quentin Williams for a player of the better of a 2027 first-round pick and some second-round picks involved.
Yeah, I think as far as like in the short term, I think the Colts made the biggest impact because they got a need like for right now.
Hmm.
For where the Colts are, I think they're good enough to at least win one playoff game, even before like the trade for Sauce Gardner. I think, but does he make? Does he put them like in the Super Bowl conversation? Yeah, I guess so, but I don't. I just don't
I
see
don't see it.
like India. I don't see Indianapolis making it to the Super Bowl because like we were just talking about, if they end up, even if they end up with the number one seed or number two seed and have home field advantage in the divisional round or something like that, or even in the conference championship, and they have to play the Chiefs or the Bills, like do you really trust them to win a game like that to get to the Super Bowl? I kind of don't see it. I kind of don't see it. But they did. I still think that they made a bigger impact in the short term than Dallas did because Dallas, yeah, you added somebody that can help your defense right away. You've added really two like Logan Wilson and Quentin Williams that can help your defense like right now, but
Hmm.
it's it's kind of like too little, too late. You know,
Yeah.
it's they're gonna help, but yeah, you I don't know if you can even still sneak into the wild card. Because
It's gonna be hard for Dallas because, like we talked about earlier, y'all had the tiebreaker over there, and so do the Bears. So
yeah,
that's two teams already that you kind of need to bottom out, and then you still got to play Detroit. You still got to play the Vikings. You still got another game against the Eagles.
hmm
So, and for what it's worth, yeah, you might help with the run game, and he might be, and Quentin Williams can't add pressure, but that passing defense is still.
that secondary is still tough. It's still tough.
like I promise y'all, it wasn't because I was upset or anything. It was just like college basketball is on. I'm on league pass and everything. I just assume the Dallas Cowboys can beat Arizona with a backup QB. Next thing you know, I'm looking at traffic in the chat like, yeah, Dallas about to lose this. I'm like, wait a minute, bro. And then I saw that the offense really only put up 10 points because 7 came off a block punt. I'm like, all right, man. Like,
Marvin Harrison Jr. did something crazy to Deron Bland on that route. Did something filthy to him on that route.
It's ugly when you got Lamb on the bench going like that's your teammate, bro. You got be the cameras are always there, man. You gotta hide that reaction. Son.
Yeah, that joint was filthy, bro. Like that's the football version of a crossover right there.
Nah, it really is. Like he made that man touch earth, man. That's sad.
On the
Yeah.
field.
Oh,
My Monday Night Football at that, man. You can't even say that it was like one of those 1 o'clock slots that you can
nah,
only see on like NFL Red Zone. Wait until I can't say wait until ESPN on Mondays because shit, a lot of the country don't even got that shit no more.
Won't nobody watching them NBA games that they had anyway.
I mean, the Lakers play the Spurs tomorrow, so I might try to find. I'm probably go to a bar or something because I ain't got. Well, I think I got Hulu. I think I got Hulu, so shit. I think I'm gonna make it work. But yeah, Disney, y'all fucking the money up, man. I'm gonna just let y'all know that right now, man. Because Corey, I ain't gonna lie to you, it didn't really hit me until I realized, like, damn, a lot of the women's games for college basketball are on ESPN. So I
I
do
say
gotta
college,
try.
college basketball, man. College basketball.
So I
Yeah,
gotta do miss it. But overall, I'm like y'all not gonna sell
I
me
ain't
on
about
like
to. Yeah,
y'all not about to sell me like South Carolina versus Mississippi State. Like I'm good on that, bro. Like
I'm not.
let me know when the CBS games are on, y'all.
I'm not about to drop no $30 for that app, man. They out their damn mind.
So I've never seen so many media persons say this app so trash.
I tried to
App is
toy around with
garbage,
the
bro.
interface. Like it's ass. It's ass. T said it, and I was like, you know what? Let me see, because I'm supposed to have it. So I tried it, but you can't watch shit up there. I'm gonna be real with you. You really can't watch it.
Yeah, like I just knew it was gonna be a mess because what you expect when like you have like 50 million different ESPN Plus channels to go to, so it's like too much. It's already too much going on. And then, like I said, the benefit
But
of YouTube was you have multi-view, so you able to watch different games or like different key games. So you can't do that on the ESPN app. So,
I mean, they might be
Everyone
having
better than
bandwidth
use garbage.
hmm
Hold on, fellas. I'm on mute, man. The ghetto birds out, man. You know I'm in the trenches. Hold on 1 second, bro.
you know,
They going after somebody, man.
close to Sugar Creek, man.
Oh shit.
They going after somebody, man. It's been flying over the crib, but nah, the ESPN app is garbage. So, I know somebody has Spectrum, so I logged in just to see was like, because the president of ESPN literally said they're trying to push people to the app. That's how you know the app is garbage.
Yeah.
They gotta do this type of publicity stunt to get people to join their shitty app. The UI, the user interface is trash. There was a more time. I was trying to watch some college football games. I couldn't really even pick which games to watch. It's like some ESPN Plus shit. I don't want to watch ESPN Plus on college football Saturday. Put the college football games on. Put the ACC, SEC, Big 12 games on there on ESPN and whatever. Right? It was awful. The actual stream is trash. Like YouTube has the 1080p, the 4K option.
Yeah.
Stream was
Mhm.
garbage because there's an article that came out praising NBC and Amazon for like investing in quality cameras. They basically ripped Disney for using shit cameras. You can just look at the broadcast. Any ESPN broadcast outside their 4K broadcast is awful. The pixel is awful.
Yep. Yep.
NBC cameras clear, Prime clears, Fox clears, CBS clears, like any TNT clears, like
And you
um,
and you would think with all the money they'd be banking off these Marvel movies that they would have better cameras by now. I'm just saying.
but
Like,
this is
what's
why
up?
so
Yeah.
many people complain, especially NBA fans, about the presentation of the sport. That's why, you know, the finals, they didn't make the finals feel like a major sporting event until the fans had to bully ESPN and the NBA to make
Just
it like the presentation up to par. Like, think about it. NBC comes in the fold. They make a regular season game between the Bucks and the Knicks feel important. They even went back and showed the history of the teams and whatever. Then you bring in the tied into the new age version of the teams and what's at stake. That's what's been missing from the presentation. I know we're just talking about the app, but ESPN in general. ESPN before we had to bully them made the NBA Finals feel like a regular season game, and they would then wonder why people weren't watching because it didn't feel important until we actually started bullying them, and then we actually started doing the starting lineups and stuff like that. Then the game felt important. And you notice that more fans viewed in. The longer the finals went, the more we bullied. Then they put the finals logo on the court. So the more people watch. Why? Because it felt important. It's
Yeah.
a simple math. It don't matter about the markets. If the game feels important, people will watch.
Yep.
I mean,
It's like,
even like the intro to the Magic Hawks game tonight, they were like, these teams are like NBC was like, these teams are struggling, but they got high hopes to, make some noise in the East. They made it feel
Bob,
important.
Bob Costa can sell
Because every
anything,
game
bro.
matters, though.
But it wasn't even Bob Costas this time. It was
Oh
somebody
shoot.
else. Yeah, but it's
But
still
see,
like
the
it's
game matters though because you got to think about it. Orlando, they got new players. They have high expectations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta had high expectations. Now Trey Young is out for an extended period of time, so this is an important game to win. Plus, it's a division game and it's the Eastern Conference game, so you want to win these games versus teams not only in your division but in your conference. If you're one of these teams that's trying to ascend, so it does matter. But ESPN
Mm-hmm.
will tell you it wouldn't matter. But these games do matter. 82 games, baseball hundreds. The games matter. So the games matter. If you can tell a story, people will come to watch. Simple
yeah.
as
Mm-hmm.
that.
I mean, even the
And
presentation of the pre-show, halftime show, and post game
the
show is a lot
analysis,
better.
yes,
It's like night and day. Right now, if you ask me, I think Prime might have the best, but it still is
it's
teetering
tit for
between
tat.
yeah
Yeah.
these
yeah.
on NBC.
It's like
But
it's just better. It's just better. Like, for example, how Blake Griffin was like he was showing video on like John Morant's effort in his last game before the suspension. Like he really just like criticized. He just told like John Morant straight, it's like you're the engine that makes this team go. It's like you can't have lackadaisical effort and expect your team to win. And we don't know what's going on behind the scenes with him in Memphis. He out there talking about he's lost his joy and everything like that. But like the way Blake Griffin just like he just talked to John Morant as like a former basketball player. He didn't attack like, oh, your legacy is done. You didn't tear him down. What he was doing off the court, he didn't even bring up like his prior stuff before this season. Like he didn't bring all that. He just kept it into that one frame, that one instant right there, and then he gave his analysis on like what John needs to be doing going forward if he wants his team to be better. You don't get that for ESPN. If Kendrick Perkins had to call that game, he would use that as an opportunity to go back at Josh for what Josh said to him about how he made Ja who he is today, and Ja was like, "You got me effed up," basically. And then Kendrick Wood just took an ass like, "See, Ja, see, like we don't want that. We just want pure basketball analysis. Like, teach me something." What's like if you're gonna be part of the media, do your fucking job and actually go down to Memphis and see what the fuck is going on and relay that to the fans that wants to know like what's going on with the Memphis Grizzlies. Just don't be going on for like a pissing contest or a tit for tat talking about why your ego hurt that these players don't like y'all. They don't like y'all because I wouldn't like you too if you spent 30 minutes of your time before a game just shitting on me for no reason.
Speaking of media,
Especially
I'm gonna give myself some credit real quick. Sorry not to cut you off. I'm gonna give myself some
okay.
credit. 'Cause guess what? They had the season ticket pan for the Hornets. I pressed them about Brandon Miller. What's the timeline? And what happened? What do we get the next day? A timeline. I just
Yep.
want to give myself some credit. See, it's one thing. It's one thing to ask these questions on Twitter. It's another thing to go to a panel with the assistant general manager and the radio guy and really call them out about this because we need, I see Brandon Miller on the sideline,
Mm-hmm.
moving around, whatever, joking around. So, like, what's the timeline? So they said 2 weeks, cool. They evaluate in 2 weeks, we'll see from there. But
Right.
speaking of storylines, because I'm, keeping up with some of these games tonight, I think the story of the season so far, outside of Wemby and Oklahoma City undefeated and stuff, watch out for the Philadelphia 76ers. We said that if Embiid can give you anything, this is a dangerous team. They're 5-1. Embiid's played 20 minutes so far, about halfway through the third quarter. He has 20 points in 19 minutes. His minutes have gone up a little bit each game from 20 to about 23 to 25-ish. And he looks good tonight. Jared McCain is back. Philadelphia they're beating the mess out of Chicago right now. Philadelphia is a dangerous team. We talk about talk about the East is down, but this is the one team that I think everybody can agree with. If they're healthy, especially in B, and we see Edge come play well, we've seen
and
Maxi
I
Hoop.
think
This is a very dangerous team. This could
I think that was the thing because when we was having like our year end wrap up from after the finals and we was talking about going to next year because we knew like the East was going to be beaten down. Like we see what's going on with the Pacers because they don't have Tyrese Halliburton and now they got even more injuries on that side. We know Giannis, they traded away Dame, and so he really doesn't have like that extra running mate that he had, well, at least with like a Drew Holiday or a Chris Middleton. So we was to figure like the Bucks were gonna be like the only team that we thought was gonna be kind of consistent was the Knicks. And our only thing with Philadelphia is are they gonna be healthy? And we wasn't thinking of like Tyrese Maxey. We was thinking about what is Embiid going to give the Philadelphia Sixers and what's going to happen with Paul George. Because Paul George hasn't even come back yet. But like we've been saying in our chat, if it wasn't for that contract, Paul George would probably be get traded by now. Because honestly, with Jared McCain coming back and you see what VJ's giving them as a rookie, honestly, I wouldn't try and mess up this chemistry that they got going right now.
Would not. Paul George needs to just go in and accept that, I need to come off the bench. That he just needs to accept that, like, you're not starting.
But I feel like he's going to be on that Bradley Beal shit. He's going to validate that the contract should make him a starter. I'm like, if you want to win your first ring, buddy, you need to make a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Because he already publicly said he hates being the third option. Well, motherfucker, you're the first option. You come off the bench then. So
I'm about to say you can cook in the second rotation, like, or in the second string rotation, bro.
people don't think like that, Dave.
honestly,
They don't think.
Kelly Oubre is a better fit right now for Philly than Paul George.
Right.
Because Oubre is going to play his role. Paul George, he still needs a lot of isolation buckets, but you already got that with VJ. Well, not even really isolation bucket. I just like how they have to be at the top of the key, and they just had a lot of cutting action with VJ and Maxi. And since they got that speed and that athleticism, it's hard to keep up in front of them when they cut to the basket. Cause I saw that they was doing a lot of that in the preseason game. I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting because if you have that, and then you add Embiid getting in better shape and he can able to do that and still go to the post, man, Philly can really do something.
Yeah,
they really can. Yeah.
But speaking of like story, what is another storyline, T?
What's up?
The fuck going on in New Orleans, man? And we ain't talking about the Saints.
I can tell you.
Hey,
this
look, man. Hey, Herb Jones or Trey
Y'all
Murphy. If y'all look, Zion, as intriguing as it would be, because Zion would feel a need. We need a power forward. I'd rather see what we can get from either Herb Jones or Trey Murphy at the deadline. That would be it, because the Hornets, we need wings. Brandon Miller, I hate to
Hmm.
say it, but he had the unfortunate wrist injury and then this shoulder thing on a fluke play. But I watched the Hornets last week play Orlando and then Minnesota, teams with long athletic wing players, and they gave us fits. We need more guys like 6'8", 6'9" that fit like that Brandon Miller mold, and Trey Murphy or Herb Jones would fit it on this team for what we
Yeah.
need. So New Orleans is going to be an interesting team to watch at the deadline because they don't have a first round pick because they gave it to Atlanta in that trade, and then Atlanta their own pick could possibly go to the Spurs. So
I'm already letting y'all know,
then
T. This lottery gonna piss me off, car. I'm already seeing some bullshit gonna happen, dog. I just know it
No, it is.
is.
So we're gonna give it to him.
if the Spurs get Boozer, DeBonsa, or Caleb Wilson, I'm gonna be absolutely disgusted, bro. Or Cole
No,
Pete.
no, you know
Like
where AJ going?
this is
You know
a
where AJ
I don't
I
know,
know
man.
Utah. I know Utah getting somebody. I know
Hey,
I don't
Utah
know,
getting
man.
hey,
some.
Silver loves the
hey,
Utah
Spurs,
get
man.
bro.
JB. Utah gonna get JB. Y'all think I'm playing?
I'm laughing at Danny Ainge being at the Villanova BYU game yesterday, bro.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
I'm
of
all
course he's gonna
laughing
be
at
there. But
that.
shout out to BYU because fuck Villanova first of all. But that's a story for another day. That's
Oh,
a
real
story for
shit.
another day. We coming up on time, so that's a story for another day. But shout out
Danny
to
ain't
BYU last night.
strings, man. I'm telling you, when that trade happened, I ain't even do a ring
I mean,
point. I'm just
hey,
laughing.
hey, Corey, I'm gonna be honest with you. Do Utah even want JB right now? Because I mean, I see him as the number one option right now, and Celtics ain't really flowing like that because
Do
this
Utah,
is his.
do Utah want to be good?
If you want to be good, I wouldn't trade for JB. I wouldn't give up a lot to get
No,
JB. I'm gonna be honest with you.
just saying, I don't think they want to be good at all.
I think it's becoming abundantly clear that even though they're like similar architects and everything, I think we finally can. I mean, in my opinion, it was never a question, but I think the world's definitely seeing who was really the number one guy on that Boston Celtics team. I'm just
He going
saying.
to LA. He gonna go to LA.
Not with
Crazy.
Luca's there.
Yeah.
Nah, Luka going to Boston.
I don't know the way the Lakers are playing right now. They might not want to move Luka, bro.
I mean, hey.
Hey man, oh my! This it's stuff like this. I wish winning time was still on, man. It's shit like this. I wish winning time was still on.
Oh man, that's a golden nickname.
That would have been the greatest nickname for any team in the '80s, bro. The greatest nickname ever.
Oh man.
No time.
They missed out. They missed out, man.
No time. Wipe your noses, fellas.
Hey, somebody said it may never rain in Southern California, but it does snow.
It snows a lot in California.
Well, yeah, Oklahoma
uh,
City, man, they're just rolling. They're 7-0. Jalen Williams hasn't played yet. They rush guys. They still win. SGA looking good. The
Shout
Bucks
out to
look
the Bucks.
good.
Shout out to Giannis, man.
You know,
I don't know. My
the MVP
Raptors
race is
stacking them
looking
right now.
like it's going to be MVP race is going to be SGA, Giannis, Wemby, and Joker will probably be top four because they're going to try to put him in there. They're going to try to push that, but I think honestly Giannis, because what he has to do with a lesser team,
Yeah.
Wemby, being on a young team, what he's doing with all that youth. I think the narrative is set for either Giannis or Wemby to win MVP this year, unless the
Mhm.
Thunder just run away with everything and SGA just keeps doing what he's doing.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think it's right now. I would say Joker probably be number four off because the media. I mean, he's still putting up good numbers, but it's not the same like he was doing last season. But already early in the season, we seen Shea with multiple like MVP like moments, like we seen in the debut game against the Houston Rockets, how he was clutch in the fourth quarter in the overtimes, and then against the Pacers, how he came through in that game. He already has a 50 piece early on this season. He's still getting his numbers, and OKC just looks like it's OKC and everybody else right now. That's what it looks like to me right now. They're just playing with that confidence, it kind of reminds me of like, I'm not saying they probably as talented, but you know how like when the Heat first got together, they came out struggling. They was like a 9-18, and then they lost the championship that year. But the following year, they won the championship, and they came out just like smoking everybody to start the year off. This is kind of like what OKC is doing right now. It's like they just have that confidence, like nobody can mess with them because they still have great defense, and they got good supporting cast around Shea, and then they're only going to get better when J Doug gets back in the rotation. So, I mean, and of course, OKC has plethora of picks at their disposal.
I ain't trying to be funny, man. Shout out our boy Vince, man. The Atlanta Magic coach are in the hot seat. It's about Jamal Mosley, ain't it, man? It says Atlanta Magic are the worst coach team in the NBA. Jamal Mosley getting circled around him today. There's no reason the group should be underperforming this badly. And this man Vince said, "Yeah, Jamal Mosley ain't it, bro."
I mean, it's tough. You getting smacked like this with no trade. I mean, I know, son, but they getting smacked with no Trae Young out there, son. This
is nasty.
They are underachieving though, bro. Like I had high expectations for this team just based off of, even though they lost in 5 games with Boston, those are competitive, tough games.
Mm-hmm.
We expect Paolo to take a leap, but he's kind of been struggling at times. And Wagner, sometimes the fitness looks off, and then you got Bane, but they still just need a point guard. Jalen Suggs is straight, but he's more of like a 6-man guy. Jalen Suggs is kind of like that Caruso guard, in my opinion.
He's like he kind of who it sucks from. He kind of like Avery Bradley to me.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. They
like can he start? Yeah, but he's really gonna be his most important attribute is gonna be his defense, not like him running the offense and getting everybody set up. Is he a point guard? Yeah, he can pass and all that, but a team like Orlando, they need somebody like a Trae Young to like carry them over to the next level because Banchero still hasn't developed that consistent jump shot yet. And I know he's still young, he can still develop it, but that jump shot didn't take the leap that we was kind of hoping it would take coming into this season. Like he still needs a little bit more time to develop it.
My prediction for the Magic, as far as like the lineups, is like move Suggs to be the 6-man, and then put somebody like Anthony Black or Trey or Tyus Jones as the point guard, as a starting point guard. I don't know why they don't do that.
Yeah, man. I'm just confused because, in my opinion, they should have. Getting Bane was good. They should have went after Kobe White too. Today's NBA is much. You need guys that can score. You need guys that can play make. The more playmakers, the better. Right? We saw that with Oklahoma City. You got Shea, you got Jalen Williams. Caruso can make plays. Jay Mitchell can make plays. Aaron Wiggins can come in randomly and give you a 40 ball. The teams that do well in the NBA have multiple ways they can beat you in playmakers. And I just think Orlando, they still need. They got Bane, but Bane's not really a playmaker. He's a guy that can shoot, occasionally, but they need more. He's not dynamic to me. Like he's a good player, but he's not dynamic. Is what I'm saying.
And you know what's crazy, T? Orlando really needs to do something because they gave up a lot to get Desmond Bane.
Cool.
A lot.
That's a nasty trade.
They gave up a lot. Like, I mean, it was like 3-4 first-round picks just to get a Desmond Bane. Like, he's not even an all-star. That's when I knew the trade market was going to shits, bro. Like, Bama's that don't even got more than 2 or 3 all-stars are getting traded for 4 first-round picks. And I was like, go ahead, Corey.
Question. Do y'all think Orlando should go and holler at San Antonio?
For who?
For Darren Fox.
Yeah.
Because you didn't with RC Buford, so
they can get some wings.
But with De'Aaron Fox, he still got like some good trade capital. Where it's like because of his contract, yeah,
you get more. Like if you're the Spurs, let's say things with Milwaukee go south, which I don't think they will because Ryan Rollins has been a pleasant surprise, and then they have Cole Anthony, and they got more spacing around Giannis, and they got more athleticism with Miles Turner. But let's just say, for hypothetically speaking, things do go south. You can package Fox, Jeremy Sachin, and maybe even like a mix of, or even Devin Vassell for Giannis, right? Orlando, what's Orlando gonna give? You're not gonna give up Paolo. You're not gonna give up Wagner.
Yeah.
Jonathan Isaac. you have to give a Jonathan Isaac and a boatload of players, in my opinion, to make that even somewhat make sense. I understand like that. Fox ideal is actually what Orlando needs, but we actually think about what Orlando would have to offer. I don't know if the Spurs would go for, or it had to be a three-team
3 team.
deal.
Like, and again, that's where that Desmond Bain trade hurts them because it will. If you would gave that capital up for De'Aaron Fox, everything makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
But you gave that up for Desmond Bain, and I don't know what he's averaging, but he was not what the Orlando Magic needed. So, like, they should just stay in pat. Because I'm sorry, it's just common sense sometimes. It's like, if I'm giving up 4 first-round picks, you got to be a damn near star for that much capital.
And it has to be a need. It has to be like a critical need. Like you didn't need like another like wingman. Like you didn't. And Bane is averaging 14 and a half points so far this season. But
Man,
like
bomb.
but like yeah, that's the thing. Like they need like they could
That's
holler
not
at somebody like De'Aaron Fox, but they don't have the capital for it because they spent it all on Desmond Bain.
And like you said, the pressure's on now because you looking at a team like Philly. They're load managing Embiid, and so far they're handling Embiid about as well as you can this year. So they're
Yeah,
looking very strong, right? So that's a team that we thought that would be a play-in team that all of a sudden could be a top
top 5.
3, 4 team in the East
For yeah.
that we thought Orlando could be, right? And then, like I said, Atlanta is struggling. Trae Young's out, and they're getting blown out by Atlanta out, and then they just swung somebody
yeah,
around.
yeah. They're gonna review that,
Hey,
and then
yeah.
he's not a tough guy. Stop it, Bane. Stop it. This is who y'all traded 4 picks for, Orlando. This the guy.
But you can't get beat like this to a Hawks team, no Trae Young. I don't care if the
Absolutely
game's in Atlanta. But you know what? This L is Chargers L to Blue Flame.
Wait, hold
T.
up. No, it's Tuesday. So guess where they was at last night on Monday night?
Magic
You know,
City.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the Magic City flu. It's the Magic City flu day.
Yeah.
Lemon
Yes,
pepper
sir.
Lou, man. Get
Lemon
some
pepper.
every time.
Yeah.
Get some every time, man.
I mean, there's a lot more than lemon pepper in there, but that's
Hey,
another
hey, man.
story.
Hey, man. We leave that for
Hey,
after the pod. We leave that for after the pod.
hey, how did Will Smith say it on that episode of Fresh Prince? Am I obsessed? Am I more obsessed with wings and breast than Colonel Sanders ever was?
Hey.
But yeah, definitely some. Yeah, definitely some early interesting discussions some teams going to have. And just some quick notes. Houston, after losing 2 straight on a 4-game winning streak, they beat the Mavs last night. Sengun looks like he's really, really stepping into his own. He really looked like another international star player in the making. Yippee! Like, but I mean, I think once they put Okogie into the starting lineup and put Steven Adams on the bench, it kind of opened things a little bit up because Houston still don't have that traditional point guard, but the paint is not as clogged and the ball movement is a little bit better with Okogie because he can hit some like corner threes or open threes a little bit, so that definitely helped out. Denver, they winning some games, but we're not seeing the same. We kind of expected a little bit more out of like their new pieces like Cam Johnson, and the bench is still kind of like iffy at sometimes. But we know there was a lot of turnover, a lot of players switching teams, so it's going to be definitely an adjustment period this first couple of months of the season until you really get into that rhythm and people figure out like what their actual roles are going to be on these teams and stuff like that. But any
Yeah.
before we go off, any other like surprising things we've seen out of the association?
Yeah, I mean, I don't
I
know.
mean, nothing too surprising. I mean, like I said, Philly being at the top of the East right now, probably be the surprise. Detroit's been solid. Miami's been playing. Well, I'll say Miami. Not that they're 4-3, but it's how they're winning games and it's the pace they're playing with.
Yeah.
I remember they were playing the Hornets last week, and I saw that they actually leading the NBA in pace. So that's just Spo adapting
Best coach
and
in the
doing what
league.
he has to do to win games. Heroes injured, so Spo's being Spo. Um,
Got him out of there.
Cleveland's kind of looks whatever here and there at times, but out west the West is a bloodbath. My surprise is Dallas at 2-5. I mean, what is going on, man?
AD
Clay
hurt
not being
already, and this is why we all was like, what when they made the Luka trade? Because first of all, the reasoning for making the trade was because they say Luka is out of shape. He can't take us back to the finals. Okay, but Luka is still like a top 5 player in the league, and you traded him for somebody that you know has an injury history. You didn't give really much in return when it comes to the guard position. So now that
Austin
Kyrie
Reeves.
is exactly, I said Austin Reeves should have been part of the trade. If for Luka Doncic, like he should have been part of the trade. So now this team that only has like D'Angelo Russell as your only point guard, and then you gotta wait until Kyrie Irving comes back. But when Kyrie comes back, is AD gonna be healthy? Because AD already looked like he came in out of shape, in my honest opinion.
He did
He
look a
can't.
little bit bigger.
So I'm like, and to your point, T, Flag as a rookie, he's not like a point forward yet. Can he develop into one? Maybe, but that was never his game in high school. That was really never his game at Duke. You give him the ball off the wing and tell him to make a play or create and stuff like that, or he's a good slasher.
He belongs
But
at the 4. He belongs at the 4, man. But that spot is already occupied.
well,
Season 3.
yeah,
But yeah, Dallas is struggling, man, and that fan base is already like on one.
hmm
As well they should be, because I mean, Luka, we mentioned MVPs. Luka, he missed a couple games, but he's playing at an MVP level too. So if he can stay relatively healthy, he'll be in the MVP conversation, especially if the Lakers keep winning games at the rate that they're winning so far. And like I said, you didn't get Austin Reeves back. Austin Reeves has been balling.
got a 50
So
piece.
you traded Luka for an injured AD who's coming to Texas. He's not in California. AD had trouble staying on the floor in California. Imagine going to Texas where everything's bigger, including the food, the state, all that. He's down there in Texas, out of shape.
He
You don't
definitely
understand,
missing
man.
a few things. Yeah.
You go to Texas, man. It's a lot of good food down there. It's easy to gain some weight down there in Texas, man.
hmm
Especially if you're not disciplined. And AD
Hey,
has never really been disciplined with his conditioning.
look, y'all remember the interview Zion had where he said he liked to visit the most? Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas. Yeah, Dallas.
Of course, sick freak.
Yeah.
And that's why he's already out. The Zion weight issues. We going to see how he does because already reported right on schedule. Zion's out for at least 7 to 10 days because of a hamstring injury, and we all know if that man can't run, he's going to pick up some weight. So
Hey man,
we
speaking of
see.
Dallas, man, I'm glad that some of y'all's acquaintances beat the ice allegations.
On that note, make sure you subscribe to the pod. We appreciate everybody for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever the case may be, make sure you follow us on there as well on any of the podcast streaming platforms. Make sure you follow us on social media: Instagram, X, Facebook. Stay locked in with us for more contents on the way. We appreciate all the engagement, all the comments, all the new followers, all the new subscribers. We appreciate y'all. Hope y'all stay locked in with us coming up. Football is full swing. Basketball, NBA, women's college basketball, men's college basketball, all like just
Yes, sir.
tipped off this week, like as early as yesterday. So we gonna have some more of that coming up. Um, yeah, like and to stay locked in. I mean, we're in the heart of the time in which a lot of sports are happening. So yeah, just stay locked in with us.
Ah,
Hey
yeah.
man, hey, shout out to Charlotte FC for forcing the game 3. I hope they win the game 3 on Friday.
Okay.
That
And
for right now that's my favorite MLS team. So yeah, man,
nah,
I hope they are able to advance to the next round.
I just want to say I'm happy for the city of Charlotte. As y'all know, Charlotte is one of my favorite cities to frequently visit. Some people would say I have dual citizenship, but that's a story for another day. but but nah, like I just like when my friends are happy. I'm not like some podcasters that jump off the shit. I go down with the shit, man. I feel like the city of Charlotte. If y'all teams are doing good, I'm happy. I'm not a hater. I'm happy for y'all, man. So I'm glad the football team is doing better this season. There's still some hopes for the Charlotte Hornets. I feel like y'all can still make a run, especially if Brendan Miller comes back healthy. LaMelo Ball still healthy. The soccer team's doing well as well. So, hey, man, you just got when the times are good, like this is me last year. When the times are good, you just got to live. You got to live in it, stay in it, man. Don't think about tomorrow too much, man. Just live in the moment, dog. Any given Sunday, any given basketball game. Look, man, this the time to do it, man. Let's get right. Shout out to Bryce Young, all that good stuff.
And
Nah, for
and
real.
and we usually do shout out champions, and I know it's fuck this team, but the Dodgers, they
The
they went
gambler
back to
won.
back. They
The
went back to
gambler
back.
won.
It's not easy to win 2 World Series back to back, man. So like,
Fix your
congrats,
face, Corey. Fix your face.
congrats to them. And I bring this
Shout
up
out to
because
the
Oh, hey, yo. No, no. Shout out to Fox for being funny because, man, know what? That's Katie's burner. Katie showed his hand, bro. Because ain't no way he set this agenda up and then that post come out right after Game 7 ended, bro. And then the Nike commercial that followed.
He's like, no, I know what song that we use.
He runs that account, bro. I'm telling you, son. Shout out to our boy KD, man. He a fool, man. Toronto been getting their ass beat for about 18 months now, right?
damn.
I told him he should just stay quiet. If this one rapper would just stay quiet, maybe it would have gone differently. But
Shit.
I just knew.
If
I
the Blue
just
Jays would have stayed quiet, maybe things would have
they
went a
were,
little
yeah,
different. I ain't
they were
forgot.
popping up after Game 5. I
no,
did
they
see
did
them
no,
popping off, bro.
no, no,
Damn,
nah,
I know
yeah,
they was popping off. I didn't know that.
no, like honestly, son, it was just like because the Blue Jays were probably favorite, but you just know the way they were just talking too much. Like there's such thing as talking too much shit. Like you gotta have for certain teams, you can go that level like the Blue Jays was trying to do, but you're not there yet. You're not one of those teams that can do that yet. Like if you was like on some Kansas City time, like the Chiefs, maybe you can do that. If you was like Oklahoma City or any other team, or even like your Yukon Huskies when y'all went back to back, maybe you can talk that noise like they was trying to talk to. But if you ain't won shit since Rugrats came out, please shut the hell up.
Damn,
Just
they yeah,
please shut the.
They get
1993.
to hang a banner though, y'all. They get to hang a banner in their stadium. That banner is that they beat the Yankees in the ALCS. Well, I mean not CS, but the DS. So that's the banner that they get to hang because that's all of the shit that they were talking. It was minimum when they beat the Mariners, and they talked a little bit more shit when they got the Game 5 against the Dodgers. But they were talking cash shit after they beat
I ain't
the
gonna.
Yankees.
I'm gonna be real. Aubrey should have just never responded, bro. That's where it all went down here from there.
Yeah,
Damn,
blame him for it.
Who's a boy?
Oh shit.
damn, damn, man. The Blue Jays ain't learned from LeBronto, man.
Hey
They
yo,
ain't
we
learned.
said that in the chat, bro. I was like, damn,
They
son.
ain't learned. They ain't learned from LeBronto. And LeBronto was
Hey,
at. And LeBron was at
They
Game
had
3, I
Godzilla
think.
come over there too.
yeah,
That's
he
what happened.
was. He was there. That goddamn 2 game, man, in one joint. I was like, oh hell nah, bro.
They had Otani came in there like damn Godzilla.
Nah, that damn Yakamoto or whatever his
Yeah,
name is.
Yeah,
Yamamoto.
yeah, Yamamoto. Hey, yo, Dave.
He said Yamamoto.
He's hey Corey. He said he's one of them anime characters. He one of them. He one
Hey,
of them.
help me, yo. We
Hey
supposed to be
man,
rapping.
the Dodgers payroll is disgusting, bro.
Super.
Oh,
Super.
son. Hey, son. Like,
Honestly, I'm not. I know we're about to wrap up, but Corey, I got a question for you, bro. Like, because you follow baseball, probably. Well, now you do follow a lot more than I do. Is this good for baseball, man? Because I keep hearing they talk about possible lockout, and I think people are saying because the way the Dodgers are winning, this is probably going to push a possible lockout. I think 27 is when the CBA expires.
Yeah.
What do you think?
mm-hmm,
So what they're trying to do, they want to implement a salary cap,
mm-hmm.
but nobody wants to go with it. The players don't want it. The owners don't want it. But Major League Baseball in general, they want it. And if they can get their way, obviously it's going to be able to break up certain teams. It's going to break up the Yankees. The Yankees aren't going to be able to do a lot of the stuff that they used to do in the past. It's definitely going to break up this Dodgers team. But at the end of the day, even if you do a salary cap, you're going to have to go in and change a lot of the rules that you have put in place with contracts in general. Because if we look at Ohtani's contract is so spaced out that he's really not making any money. I think he makes like $2 million or something.
Yeah, he's gonna make all his money on the back end when he's probably not even playing baseball anymore. And that's the problem and that's why they're saying they ruining baseball, because you don't give somebody like like 800 something ridiculous.
It was 800 million, I think. It was either
like 800 million. So in theory, you think, oh, he's supposed to be getting like 40 to 50 million per year, but he's only on payroll for 2, because it's like for like the first 10 years, we're only going to pay you 2 million per year, and then we just going to space everything out down the line. So that's why it's ugly.
That's why they're able to pay.
Signed, Yamamoto as well.
Yeah, that's why they're able to pay for all those players. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I would be a hypocrite if I said that I was against it, because once again, I'm a Yankees fan. I've literally watched the Yankees do this shit my entire life. Yeah. So I can't be mad at it at all. Like, they just did what the Yankees do. And there's other teams that can participate and can partake in it, but they're just choosing not to. So you really just don't want to win rings. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like it's good in one way, because the Dodgers are a recognizable brand, and it may, establish like a team that, is at the top of the food chain, and for everybody else to aim at or whatever. And it may be good for the sport, but I can also see why, the players don't want a salary cap, because the next star is going to make $1 billion. The next star is going to have $1 billion contract. That's where it's going to. So
I think they honestly, I don't know, because after what we saw out of Ohtani, what we saw out of Soto, like, who's that next star that's going to generate that much money, coming in?
Might be Cal O'Reilly. It might be.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It might be Kyle Riley. I mean, eventually, like maybe a young pitcher, well, I don't think he's gonna make $1 billion contract, but especially not with the Pirates. But Paul Skeens is gonna get a big deal.
Yeah. You're right. Because the problem is the MLB Players Association, they always gonna tell the players, take the fucking bag. Even if you gotta go somewhere that you don't want to go to, take the effing bag. And the MLB itself is trying to stop all that, because they're not trying to have all these ridiculous contracts and then having Bamas that are about to go into the Hall of Fame still collecting $10 million checks when you about to get a Hall of Fame jacket. Cause imagine that you can only pay because Patrick Mahomes, he signed what 400 million, close to $500 million, something crazy like that. But imagine that he only get paid $1 million a year, so you can sign the best DB out there on the market, the 3 best linemen on the market on both sides, the best running back and then give him a top 3 wide receiver. That's what the Dodgers are doing. That's why they're saying they ruining baseball. But hey, man, if you're not trying, you're not trying. If you're not trying, then fuck it.
The reason why I ask is,
baseball is going down the gutter regardless. Like, if we're gonna be completely honest, baseball is not what it was whenever we were growing up. It has just not been the same. Like, if I could actually pull up the stats, you probably would. Well, viewership, you'll be able to see it. Last year's World Series was probably the most watched World Series in the past 10 years. I think the second most watched one was probably the one
the Barry Bonds joint. Oh no, the Cubs and the
Corey. I was going to your point though. I can't speak for the whole thing, but Game 7 did a huge number. And honestly, the reason why I was asking the question, because like you said, the Dodgers. We think of baseball, right? You think of the Yankees and the Dodgers, right? So we're talking about casuals. So you have the Dodgers and Yankees last year, which was good for the sport. You have the Dodgers in it this year, and you have that Toronto market involved in sports. So baseball actually has some momentum right now. So when you hear a lockout possible coming in another year or so. It's like it's the most baseball shit ever to have a lockout talk while they have all this momentum going that they haven't had in a long time. Like you said, you had the Yankees and Dodgers last year. We all knew was going to do numbers, and then you had the Dodgers this year, Toronto, and then the games were especially game what was it 3 and game 7 were compelling. Game 3 was 18 innings, so that's why I
Yep.
was just like, the fuck is going on? Like
And,
finally,
Because
and,
once again, baseball has one of the worst commissioners in all of sports
that's
history.
exactly what I was saying. Because like we give Adam Silver a lot of crap, but Rob Manfred is the worst commissioner across North American sports. He's the worst commissioner, the worse than Adam Silver, believe it or not. Like,
oh yeah,
I mean, I just
that's
give
what
Adam
I
Silver
know.
a lot of slack, but he's still the second best commissioner.
wait, what are we talking about?
Adam Silver, he's still the second best commissioner.
Oh yeah.
He just ain't David Stern. He ain't my goat.
Yeah, exactly. He's not a real
No.
commissioner.
Again, David Stern will be allowing none of this NFL shit to be rocking, but that's a story for another day. Cause I know we're coming up on time, but T, that's what's basically going on, and like the contracts are going so OC, and how these contracts are being managed. Baseball trying to put a hard cap on that joint, but honestly, I think it's just too late for all that. You just gotta let shit be at this point.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, and there's been like enough parity. Like, I mean, we saw the Diamondbacks get to the World Series.
Yeah,
a
because
couple
even
of
the
years
Padres be
ago.
giving Dodgers some smoke when even out the crazy
Exactly.
payroll. Yeah, so
Like it ain't that bad. I mean, like Blue Jays, like you forced the game. You had the chance to end this in game 6 or game 7. Like you had a chance on your turf to end this. So, I mean, it can't be too bad. Can't be too bad. But but like the Dodgers got some play. I mean, eventually, like some players are gonna leave. Like Clayton Kershaw is
yeah, he's
retired.
retiring. So
So he's gone.
Freeman's gonna be out at some point.
Mookie Betts is
Uh,
gonna be
Mookie Betts is gonna be going somewhere else at some
yeah.
point. You know.
So I see. So again, at some point, all these teams not people just have a generalization like these teams are going to be together for like 10 years and win 10 championships back to back to back. I probably if y'all didn't learn one thing from the Heat and Golden State, it don't happen like that. Unfortunately, like the Lakers are still the last team to three-peat, and that was in the early 2000s. The last team to three-peat. So it's hard to do, folks. It just is.
And honestly, baseball is a harder game to do that in because the pace of the game is just so slow.
And the season's so long, bro. Like you could be hot throughout the regular season, and the playoffs you just hit a dud, man. Like
I've seen it with the Yankees so many times. Like they'll start off so hot, but no soon as August sets in, September sets in, they start cooling off. Like you see that with a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Sure, we actually got some good baseball talking. That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
Oh shit! I mean, fuck it. While we here, hey T, how you feel about this whole Tank Davis situation? Real quick.
Oh
I didn't
man.
want to see that. I didn't want to see that sideshow in the first place. The clear
No,
money
but
grab. I just feel bad. I just feel bad for the other people in the car. Like Alicia Bumgarner's supposed to fight.
yeah,
So as much shit as we give Jake Paul, I will say Jake Paul does a lot for the women's boxing.
women
He gives them a
boxing.
platform. Gives them a platform and does a lot of promotion for the women. So I can't take that away from him. But that was a circus that I don't want to see. Tank, stop. Go ahead and get the rematch going. But you don't want those problems, bro. I don't know. I honestly don't know where Javante Davis goes from here, but I would love to see him fight Roach, but we know that's not going to happen. And we know he's not going to step up and fight Haney or Shakur. So at this point, like, what good is Javante Davis to the sport? He's a great draw, but we want to see him fight whatever. And then also, I think the 22nd of November we do have some big cards coming up. David Benavidez is fighting Yarde. Haney's
Okay.
fighting. So there's still some good fights the end of the year coming up real soon in the next couple weeks. So I
All right.
will definitely be talking about that as we get closer to them. So
All right. Bet. Well, shoot, but yeah, we appreciate y'all. If y'all made it this far into the episode, 'cause, sometimes we just be rapping, but I promise y'all it's all in good fun, and we do try to give y'all some good information and some good laugh in between. But look, man, as they say, Subscribe to the pod. We everywhere on this joint. We on Twitter. We on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, all that good shit. As always, man, leave some comments out there. You trying if we said something that you don't like and you want to dispute it, man, come on the pod. We ain't scared of no fucking body, man. Bring your ass up here, bro. Hey, if you got something to say it, man. We ain't ducking no smoke over here, bro. When things are bad, we keep going, bro. We ain't some other people's podcasts that decide they want to retire and shit and try to come back like they think they're MJ with 45 on it. Nah, like my boy say, what we tell him, Corey?
We good over here. Y'all stay over there.
Stay on that side. Stay on that side.
And with that, man, shout out to my boy Cino. Shout out to my guy D, Dr. Esquire Day. And of course, my guy, the biggest plug in Charlotte, my boy T Hat. This your boy Dre from PG, the Assassin 4. We out.